Classmates I barely knew, old neighbors, our dentist's office, nobody. Then I saw it, at the very bottom, Bryce Marks, my dad, the guy who left when I was 9. We hadn't spoken in 6 years, but I was out of options. I called. The phone rang twice. Each ring felt like a year. When his voice finally came through, it didn't sound angry. It sounded scared. 3 hours later, I watched a private jet land at JFK. The door hissed open and heat from the engines hit my face. My father stepped out in a tailored suit, eyes tired but kind. He walked straight to me and said, "I should have come sooner." He didn't hug me, just put a hand on my shoulder and steered me toward the car. That night, we barely spoke. The silence wasn't awkward. It was relief. Every few minutes, he'd glance over like he was checking if I was still there, and I realized he was just as scared to lose me as I'd been to be left. For the first time that day, I stopped shaking. That week, he enrolled me in a private school near his place in Boston, bought me clothes, a laptop, everything I needed, took me to his lawyer's office where I signed papers I barely understood. For the first time in years, I felt ordinary. Homework, hot meals, someone asking how my day was. Ordinary felt like luxury. He never once made me feel like a burden. When Mom got back from Greece, she walked into our townhouse and froze. My room was empty. She must have rehearsed this moment. Maybe she pictured hugs, maybe tears. Instead, there was silence and an envelope on the kitchen table from Dad's lawyers, with a note that said, "He figured it out." The air still smelled like her perfume, faint but sharp. I stood there picturing 15-year-old me waiting by that vending machine, and I knew that kid would have smiled if he'd seen this day coming. She called me 17 times that night. I didn't answer once. 2 days later, she showed up at my dad's building screaming about kidnapping until security escorted her out. The court sided with him. Turns out, abandoning your kid at an international airport doesn't look great to a judge. I don't hate her anymore. Hate's heavy, and I've carried enough weight. People tell you forgiveness is for yourself, not them. Maybe that's true. But some wounds heal better left as scars, reminders of who you used to be. I just wish she'd said sorry once, not to fix it, but to admit it happened. Some nights, when flights pass over my house, I still glance up, and every time I'm grateful I got left behind. She left me at an airport. I found my home anyway. Because sometimes the people who leave you don't destroy your life. They hand it to the person who'll finally protect it.